Hello, dear parents and our dear school administration. Hi to my former professors. I'm actually a little bit nervous. But yes, it is indeed my pleasure to be given an opportunity to speak in front of you and share my achievements 2 years after my graduation. I would love to tell you my exciting life as a professional, but first, let me just tell you a short anecdote back when I was standing here, not as a speaker, but a student of the Asia Pacific College. You see, I wasn't brought up with silver spoon in my mouth. So at an early age, I already set up goals for my future because I know for a fact that life isn't easy. It's actually unfair. And the earlier you accept that, the better understanding you would get how important it is to be smart. There were two things that I had in mind on my first day in school. And forgive me for being silly, young, naive, and very shallow because I wanted, first, that was my priority to be popular, which I think everybody would, love to be in that stature. So yes, my second goal was to excel. And sadly, being, popular, you don't just get it just because you want to do. You gotta have a very pretty face, be cool, and be all that jazz. And I wasn't the kind of person who would, fall in line and, I don't know, like join pageants and all those glittery stuff. So I was left with my last option, and that was to excel. I decided to join 3 organizations, which is, by the way, the maximum number of organizations students can be part of. If it's not so obvious, I'm actually bragging here. Why? Because juggling academics and school organization is not an easy job. And so, that's one thing I really like about this school, because they provide a sense of familiarity. Here, we do not have schoolmates, we have siblings. We don't just have teachers, we have parents. We don't just have a school, but an extended home. And as a family, we always want the best for our kids. And that's the greatest part of it. Because, we grow up according to how we visualize ourselves. I wanted to be very confident in speaking and, explore that part. So I joined APC Speaks, which is a school organization that focuses in public speaking and debating. So yes, Miss Nina was actually my, you're still heading that organization, and thank you very much, along with my former professor. Let me just mention his name anyway, Mr. James Bachab, as he's no longer around. So yes, I suggest that you do that to your kids as well. Maybe encourage them to debate with you every time they ask for increase in allowance. Say, okay, give me, valid arguments. Don't just allow them to, okay, here's an increase. Don't be just like that, and tell them like they have to speak in English at least, right? So then they would back off. I'm pretty sure. maybe would back off. So another thing is that I wanted to be exposed in business. So I joined Business Management Group. Needless to say, I also joined Asia Pacific Junior Marketing Association because 1, my course requires me to do so. Second, I wanted to learn the nitty-gritty of the world of marketing and experience firsthand what exactly it feels like. The same way, some of us might have wanted to excel in photography. So there's flickers for you. If you want to learn about math, there's math, SOC, teatro, name it. Bottom line is, the school provides different groups that we students, your kids in this case, can be part of. At the end of the day, we have to keep in mind that it takes 2 to tango. The school will provide the glass, and it's up for the students to pour in the water. How much water should they pour in? I think that's a question that you, parents, should ask yourself. Because at the end of the day, they also need some, sense of encouragement from you guys. Let them explore and challenge themselves and, to go bigger than what they think they can be. As an org member of Asia Pacific Junior Marketing Association, or AJMA, I got exposed in presenting project plans to our prospective sponsors and actually implemented it afterwards. 2 years after my graduation, I was hired as a business development associate. And guess what I do? Exactly the same thing, presenting and implementations. Of course, in a broader and more complex aspect. But you see, the point there is that having the foundation of doing it as a student really helped me to excel in what I do right now. I present to CEOs, presidents, vice presidents, and various department heads of different multinational companies. At first, admittedly, I was scared. But I think I would have been more scared if I didn't have an initial experience in presenting. And that actually explains the tagline of my alma mater, real projects, real learnings. Because we really learn for real. So yes, and I still recall one job interview with the Vice President for Strategic Programs, Business Development and Sales, who is, by the way, my current boss. He asked me the classic question, which really annoyed me until now. But yeah, I was able to answer it anyway back then. So let me just tell you that. The question was, why would I hire you given that you are very new in the industry, having no experience and pretty much a college student who just stepped out of university? So that's why I got annoyed. Right then and there, I knew I'm going to bag the job. Why? Because I didn't graduate clueless. I had a 6-month internship in Citibank, which got extended to 3 more months. And just for everybody's information, this internship program is very unique among all schools. Not even the big schools offer the same type of program. And that makes us APC students have a higher leverage compared to others. Through my internship, it allowed me to have a better understanding of the different business sectors. Aside from that, I had a direct experience in communicating to various departments. I handled highly confidential legal documents, and I also got a chance to learn how to analyze data and company ownership structures. Plus, my on-hand experience in the school organizations I was part of is practically a sufficient evidence that I left school with solid knowledge and useful skills. I do not need to convince you even more. And I'd rather, spend the last few minutes of my popularity in congratulating each one of you for making the right decision in sending your kids in this school. The same decision that my parents did 2 years back. Not 2 years back, a few years back. I don't know where my parents are though. Where are they? Yes. They didn't know actually, but I think they found out because they saw the program. Miss Joey, it's your fault. They found out. Okay, anyway, yes. So actually, they were sad because I graduated without a Latin award. But even without the Latin award, you can still succeed. So, and I know they're very proud of me for that. So yes, to all dear parents, please encourage your children not to be okay with mediocrity, of being just an average student. I strongly believe that each individual has its own great points. We just have to know what it is and how to boost it. And you parents play a very large role in your kids' future by encouraging them to step out of their comfort level, by challenging themselves, by believing in their capabilities, and by letting them explore. Thank you very much.